everyone, today I'm coming to y'all a little half done because I'm gonna do a get ready with me. I like doing get ready with me's, and today I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. I'm not gonna show you my entire face. I'm just gonna show you my eyes. I do my face pretty much the same every single day. I mean, I use like different products, but I pretty much do it the same way. So if you're okay with that, let me know. If you're like, no, I'd rather, because if I just do my eyes, it makes it a lot shorter video. But if you're like, no, I'd rather see you do your whole face, just let me know that and I can do that. It'll just make the videos like 45 minutes, honestly. But anyway, today I'm gonna show you how to do this eye look on this eye, and then I'm gonna do the rest of my face, and then I'll show you how to I'll show you doing the the rest of the eye, like the under eye stuff. Does that make sense? The lower lash line. That's what I'm trying to say. That wasn't very articulate at all. But I've already primed my eye with the Urban Decay Shadow Potion, and I'm using, as you can already tell, the Lorac Beauty and the Beast Tale as Old as Time palette. So this is my Pan That palette this year, and I've had a lot of requests to do looks with it because a lot of people say this beautiful palette, but they don't really know what to do with it. And it is pretty much a very light, neutrally palette. It's got some pinks in it, and it's really pretty. So today's look is really smoky. I obviously am getting through this. I'm using up things. So if there's another look you'd like to see, or maybe a look where you're like, ooh, I'd really like you to use a certain shade, let me know that now before I use it up. So I'm gonna have to keep reaching up, hope you don't mind. But I'm gonna take my fluffy brush. It's like by Beau Gauchis. I'm not really sure, I got it in a box. And I'm gonna go into the shade Inner Beauty, which is this bottom shade right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into that shade, and I'm going to use it as a transition. Now it's very pinky, but I really like it as a transition shade. I do feel like I said, like, it makes my looks a little bit pinkier, but I'm also not like super opposed to that because I think I like the pink. I like pink eyeshadow. I know a lot of people don't. Obviously I have like, well, not obviously, but I have a neutral to maybe cool skin tone. So the pinks just, I feel like, look good on me. I'm going to take this crown brush, it's just like a little fluff brush, and I'm going to go into the shade TikTok, which is this shade right here. Now, like I say with any kind of get ready with me tutorial or whatever, I don't really call it a tutorial, I'm not a professional makeup artist, y'all. But like I say with all of these, you don't have to use these exact shadows. If you're like, ooh, I like this look, but I don't have the Lorac Beauty and the Beast palette, that's okay. You don't have to. Like, we all know that though we continue to buy eyeshadow, because I think a lot of us do, there's a lot of things that are really similar. Now, there might be a palette like you're like, I need it because of the theme, or I need it because they have like 5 shades that I don't have and I really would like it. And that's fine. I'm not saying that's wrong, but we also know, well, at least I feel like there's a lot of redundancy and a lot of repeats, and even if it's not the exact same, it's pretty dang close. So this TikTok shade is just a really nice crease shade. It's not too deep. I feel like it keeps it relatively light, but it does define pretty nicely. And I find that this version of Lorac, now I know they say that these are the pro shadows. I guess they are because that's what Lorac says, but I feel like these blend so much nicer and they don't have as much fallout. They do still have fallout. I wipe it away with this Luxie brush. It's supposed to be like a tapered highlight, but it's just too, like, I don't know, it's too flimsy for that for me, so I just use it to like wipe away excess shadow. May I help you? Kanga wants to play. We got to get ready, sweet girl. So then I'm going to go in the shade Empress, which I feel like doesn't look like it necessarily in the pan, but it's a really pretty purple shade. Sometimes I like to use it in the crease where I just use TikTok, and I feel like it really makes my eyes look a little purple. Now, if you watch my tutorials, you know I pretty much do the same shape. I kind of apply shadow similarly, just different colors. Now, not always. Sometimes I get a little crazy. Sometimes I do something different. Do y'all see Kanga? She's right here. She says hello. It's pretty much her channel, really. I just feature in it, but it's mainly her channel. She's so wonderful, y'all. She's my baby. She's 10 years old, if anybody was wondering. She's a long-haired miniature dachshund. What are you barking at? She is full bred. I've gotten some questions about that, if she's a mutt or anything. She's full bred. I got her from a breeder. I know breeder's terrible. I understand all that. She's had puppies. She is my baby. She's had puppies once. We didn't sell them. So I'm going to just take this Empress shade and put it in like the outer third to half. She's my baby. I like to take the brush. This is just an angled brush. And I kind of stamp it to give myself not necessarily a wing, but kind of, and then I just take the rest of the shadow in. But yeah, Kanga is a full-bred, long-haired miniature dachshund. She has a lot of gray, as you probably just saw. That is her natural coloring. She's dappled. When I shave her, the gray really, really comes out. But we're about to have our first winter in Ohio. It's September 20th today, 21st. So it's actually pretty warm. I think it's like in the 80s today, but it's about to get in the high for tomorrow I think is in the 60s, which I'm looking forward to. That's my favorite kind of weather. We're gonna actually have kind of a fall here, which I'm excited about. I've never had a fall. I've lived in Georgia and Florida my whole life. So this shade can look a little muddy. I like to keep kind of building it. I know that takes more time and it's kind of a pain, but to me that's the best way to get this shade to apply. But yeah, we're gonna have our first winter, so because of that, I'm not shaving Kanga. I'll probably shave her in like, I don't know, April or March when it starts to warm up again, because she likes to be shaved, and I think she's really pretty shaved, and it means that there's not a lot of hair. The one bad thing about a long-haired dachshund is she sheds terribly, and so we always have hair. And I don't know if you've noticed, but our new apartment is all carpet, so we vacuum like once a week at least. Usually John does it because he's awesome. Oops, wrong side. And so, but that can be kind of a problem. So now we're gonna go into the shade My Castle. Now this looks really brown in pan, but I feel like it looks a little more coppery gold and lighter when you actually apply it on the lid. So I'm gonna take that and put it on the lid. Now the shades Empress and My Castle are like my goal shades to hit pan on this month, which is why I'm using those two. But you know, just saying. And like I said, this is a dark purple, a coppery shade, a light pink, and a transition. Like, it's beautiful. I really love this palette. I've been using it for what, 8 months now, and I still really like it, honestly. I think I'm like growing to like it even more than I originally did. But I feel like, you know, even if you don't have it, you can make this look. So it would be, I mean, you know, if you have it, you can just use the same shades I did. So that's kind of my lid work, if you will. We've got that. So I'm gonna go and do the rest of my face, and then I'll bring y'all back to finish up the eyes. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. So just give me one moment. Alrighty, so now we're gonna put these little finishing touches on the eye. So first, I like to do some lower lash line stuff, just because I think it makes like the eye look a little more rounded. It does smoke it out a bit. So if you want like a little more quote unquote daytime appropriate or less dramatic look, you don't have to do all this. So I'm gonna go back into that shade Inner Beauty, that little transition-y shade. This is a dual-ended brush. It's kind of like a pencil brush. And just put some under my lower lash line, like so. Oh, I also put some white eyeliner in. It's the Colourpop Gel Liner in Exit. I put that in my lower lash line, just so I could, you know, I don't know. I like a lower lash line. It makes my eyes look a little bit, or in my waterline, it makes my eyes look a little bit bigger. And I feel like I have relatively small eyes, so I like that. Okay, I'm gonna take a little liner brush or whatever, Flat Definer 221 by Luxie. And I'm gonna go into the shade Empress again, so this pinky shade. I mean, purpley shade, I'm sorry. I do know the difference between pink and purple. And I'm just gonna kind of smoke that out. So I put it, like I place it and then just kind of, I don't know, move my brush back and forth. So I feel like it kind of smokes it a little bit. And see, that's really pretty in purple. I do have a lot of like little fine lines you can see. But I feel like I like the way that looks. So there we go. Then I'm going to take, this is the brush that came in the Urban Decay Electric palette, but it's just this little like, I don't know, definer brush. And I'm going to go into the shade Dream It. Now Dream It is a very white inner corner highlight. If that's a little much for you, you can use Tea Time as well. I like a very bright inner corner highlight. And I didn't today. I didn't use any kind of colored bases, so you could really see the true shades in the like palette. But a lot of times I'll put like a little bit of white base down so I can really make it pop. But I'm going to go into Dream It. and just put it right there. And what I do is I kind of blend it down and then blend it up into the eyeshadow a little bit. Just because I feel like that looks a little more natural. I know that's like I have white glitter pretty much on the inner corner, so natural is a relative term. I'm gonna go back. You know, I just wipe it off on a washcloth. You know, you can use the switch thing, this Viramono what switch things, or I think Sephora has one. I just wipe it off on a washcloth. And so that same brush, or if you have two, and I'm gonna go into the shade Spellbreaker. So I like Spellbreaker and Swept Up as liner shades, and that's what I do. And I feel like it just looks, I don't know. So whenever I do a pencil liner, I feel like there's like a little gap between my like the shadow and my lash line. But with eyeshadow, I don't feel like that. Now I will say Swept Up, like when you're using it for a liner, there's a lot of fallout. And again, as always, you could use any kind of deep brown shadow. This one does have some glitter in it, though I feel like the glitter really doesn't stick that much. Like most matte shades with glitter in it. But you see what I mean? I just feel like that defines the eye. But at least in my opinion, it's a little softer than, say, a pencil. And then I'm going to go in with a flat shader. Go into the shade Chip In, which is just like a matte brow bone. I do not like a shimmery brow bone personally, so I always go for the matte. And just place it under there. I also use this to highlight the center of my nose because, again, I don't like a shimmer down there. Kind of clean up the shape of it. So there we go. That's the eye look. I need to put on some mascara. So right now, I try to only have like one or two open, and this is the ones I have open. It's the Rimmel Lash Accelerator. I didn't put it on either eye, so I probably should do that. I don't know. I feel like maybe I don't have super realistic lash expectations. Like, I like a lot of volume, and I feel like I very, very, very rarely get that with mascara. Like, I don't really ever have mascara where I'm like, wow, I love what that did, you know? I don't know, maybe that's just me. Which is probably why a lot of times I also forget to put it on. Not a lot, but if I forget to put anything on, it is generally mascara. Though I know that it helps make your eyes look bigger, and that's something that I definitely like. I do have kind of hooded eyes. I know you can like place the eyeshadow a little higher so you can see it more when your eyes are open. Sometimes I do that. I always get mascara. It's always on this side. I always get it on, but just wait for it to dry, and I take a Q-tip and kind of flake it off. But there we go. That's my look for today. I'll put on some lipstick. But that's my look for today. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, just ignore that little mascara. But I hope you enjoy. Oh, and see, I get it down there too. A lot of times, especially the worst is when you put on mascara and then you sneeze. Really agitates me. But yeah, that is my look for today. If you want to know what the rest of my face is on, what's on the rest of my face and stuff, is everything will be listed down below. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions, requests, suggestions, comments, go ahead and leave those down below, and I'll just see you all soon. Bye.